Infamous Jay Moore. How you doing? You're back.
I'm here.
Hey, good to see you back in your seat.
Thank
there.
You. Good to see you as well, Pat Porter. Right. I made it. So
yeah, you made it. Yeah, we got a pretty good show lined up here tonight, Tuesday night.
We're talking blues.
Yeah,
and we're talking the music's going off, and all kinds of things are going off, and we have to restart the entire show. Or
no, we're underway here.
Yeah,
we're featuring two different blues artists tonight.
All right,
both of them are as good as you can get in Niagara, and probably anywhere in Canada for that matter.
Yeah,
Steve Strongman's going to be joining us in just a few minutes.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Steve
he's a
Strongman.
headliner.
Yes, Steve Strongman, one of the Hamilton's best.
Yeah.
In the area, that's for sure. And he's going to be at the Leander Boat Club this Saturday. This is a show we're ramping up for. You and I are going to be there hosting, Pat Porter, and Steve Strongman is on the bill, as well as BRANT Parker, who is going to be joining us a little bit later on in the program.
But a little after 8:30, BRANT Parker will be joining us. And we'll go till about an hour or so, and then we're going to feature these guys and play a little bit of their music. But we're looking forward to Saturday night.
I'm definitely looking forward to Saturday night. I'm looking forward to this next hour here on 4680Q because we go blues all hour long.
All right.
With Steve Strongman.
There he is.
This is
Steve Strongman.
All right, I'll shut up.
Like you always said you would. Honey, just give me a chance. I can show you about romance. Honey, I know that I can be good.
Album called Honey, Steve Strongman, title track there. I've got Steve's number, but I'm going to have to look it up on my phone, Jay Moore. So,
well, you look it up. It's great to hear Steve Strongman on the air here on 4680Q. But I got some announcements to make, Pat Porter, regarding one of our sponsors. This one specifically is Herndon Estate Wines, which we talk about all the time here on all our shows. And we are bringing back the 2024 markets. It's going to happen Wednesday from 4:30 to dusk. Vendors, food trucks, community giveaways, entertainment, wine, and gelato. Hernders, it's at 8th Avenue, 1607 8th Avenue, Louth in St. Catharines, Herndon Estate Wines. Mark your calendars for June 5th. Weekly supper markets, new hours, 4:30 to dusk. Some dates available for businesses to sponsor a Wednesday and use the tent for their own use of advertise or its use of client appreciation with perks. If interested, contact Angel at Herndon.com. Mr. Pat Porter is ruining the whole show by talking in the back of my sponsorships. Some more things that were Herndon starting Sunday, June 23rd. Wine, food, and music. Herndon Estate Wines, Rhythm and Soul in Niagara, Wine County. Junior Hardy Trio, Pat Porter. Saturday, June 23rd. They also have dates on the 21st of July. That's a Sunday. And another Sunday, August 18th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. You can get your tickets at pressplaytickets.com. That's Rhythm and Soul in Niagara County. Join us for those 3 Sundays, Pat Porter, that I just announced earlier in the summer. Sit back and enjoy your favorite Herndon vintage and enjoy our sounds of funky rhythm and souls by Junior Hardy Trio.
Wow.
Some seating is available, but you're welcome to bring your own chairs. All events are weather permitting. It's $10 in advance, $20 at the door, and again, press play tickets. And that's for June, July, and August, Sunday, the 23rd, July 21st, and August 18th.
Hire that guy. What a commercial. What a commercial rate for Herndon.
Hope you understood all that.
Herndon. Oh, yeah, throw it on the floor. Yeah. Pick it up. Yeah. All right. Hi, infamous Jay Moore. I have our special guest on the phone right now, Steve Strongman. Steve, how you doing? Steve, you there? Hang on 1 second. Steve, you there? I think I might have hung up on Steve.
Did you hang up on Steve? You couldn't get his number straight. You couldn't get anything straight.
All right, here, read about the Gypsy Blues Review. We'll call him right back.
I'll just do the whole show myself. Gypsy Blues Review featuring JP Soares and Ann Harris. This will be at Club Belvedere and a Good Company Promotions. That's the presentation going on. Good Company Promotions presents Gypsy Blues Review. This is happening Saturday, July 13th, 4 p.m., downstairs at the club. It's food and cash bar. Tickets are $25. Available at the club or online at ticketscene.ca. Let me grab some more sponsors out of our little package here, Pat Porter. We talked to this one. Oh, nope, can't mention any of those. The whole show is going a bust here on 4680Q. Infamous Jay Moore Show with Pat Porter. I will take credit for this show because Pat likes a perfect show and is going to be bothered by the fact that this show is going so wrong. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about our sponsor here at HQ Studios inside the Fairview Mall. That's Hair Quarters Premier Hair Salon. They specialize in offering a comprehensive array of hair services designed to help you reach your desired look. Skilled stylists trained in hair coloring, cutting, design, and styling techniques are always available to advise and consult. In addition to exceptional Hair Quarters also provides makeup enhancement services, whether that means lengthening your locks with quality extensions or evaluating eye appeal with eyelash extensions to enhance your natural beauty. Experience it all from yourself at HQ Studio today. Visit or allow them to transform your locks and evaluate your style. Hair extensions? That's great. Are the easiest way to completely transform your look. Extensions can add volume, length to your hair. Hair extension pricing is determined whether during your consultation, after your stylist, and determine all this.
In other words, go get a haircut.
Yeah, Hair Quarters and the Fairview Mall. Go check them out.
I got Steve Strongman back on
You're going to stop everything I'm doing for this.
Yeah. Steve, are you there?
I am here. How are you guys doing?
Well,
we're doing good, Steve Strongman.
We lost your phone call, so I called you back while Jay was trying to work his way through some commercials to kill a little time, but we got you back on now.
It's nice to be here. Nice to meet Infamous Jay. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you, Steve Strongman. I did a lot of watching you on YouTube today, some of the great clips that you did on CH last year and a few others, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturdays, so that's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Oh, that's going to be great. These guys, they always put on a fantastic show for Richard Newell, the King Biscuit Boy show. It's going to be dynamite.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a big show. I know we've done that a number of years now. Steve, you've been gone from the show at the Leander Boat Club, the King Biscuit Boy show, but you're back this year, aren't you?
I am back, and it's always fun to do a hometown show, but it's especially great when it can be in honor of Richard Newell, King Biscuit Boy, of course, and all the people that put it on. It's just such a great thing that they do for Richard, and he was obviously, as you guys both know, such a huge talent. And I was lucky enough to meet him when I was younger, so it makes it extra special for me.
I never had the opportunity to meet Richard Newell, but I did see a couple of his shows. And I'll tell you, he gets up there on stage, he brings everybody up with him. He starts going into the harmonica, and everybody starts dancing. And I'll tell you, Steve, it's quite a show.
Oh, yeah. Well, he had a very special way about him for sure. And it's an honor for the guys to ask me. As you said, Pat, it's not my first time back at Leander with this show, but it's nice to come back home. And Leander's always a blast in Hamilton. It's a classic place, and the crowds are always really into it. So this Saturday's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, you're the headliner, Steve, but you got some great entertainment opening up for you. Brant Parker and the Bay City Blues Band are going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Brant is great. He used to run a Sunday matinee show at the same location, and basically, everybody there, they used to come and see him every Sunday afternoon. And this is the kind of thing where I don't often get a chance, Brant and I, to be on the same bill together, because he's always busy doing his thing, and I'm off doing mine. But and he's bringing along his buddy, who's an absolutely incredible harmonica player himself. The great Carlos Del Junco is also going to be with Brant Parker.
Oh yeah, he's from Havana, isn't he?
He is. Carlos he makes his home in Port Hope, I believe now, but he's certainly no stranger to the blues loving people of Hamilton and nationally and internationally. As a matter of fact, he's won the Hohner World Harmonica Championships in Germany twice.
Yeah, a manufacturing company that makes harmonicas.
He's just Carlos. He is really in his own world when it comes to playing harmonica. He plays in such an incredible style, and if people hadn't seen him before, they're in for a real treat that night for sure.
Well, Carlos Del Junco has won some awards, as you have. We're going to get to yours in a minute because I got about 5 pages of your awards, Steve, but we'll try and trim them down. But Carlos Del Junco is a multiple Juno nominee. He's been nominated for Harmonica Player of the Year at the Maple Blues Awards 16 times, and he's won half of them 8 times. He's won. So that's something. He's been recognized for his instrumental skills at a number of international competitions. So I want to say, are you guys going to get up there and maybe jam all together on Saturday night? What do you think?
You know what? They're all friends of mine. And one of the things that we love to do, especially on a night like Saturday, that's a special night and we can all be together, is to just have some fun. So I'm all for it. So I guess people are going to have to be in the room to see if it happens. But I would say that there's a pretty good likelihood that Brant and Carlos Del Junco and I are going to get up there and jam and have some fun.
I think it's going to be a likelihood as well. I would bet money on that, and I don't have any money, but I would bet my future income on that.
Yeah, I would love to see, because it sounds to me like probably a once-in-a-lifetime thing, or at least that you'd be able to see live. So that's gonna be extra special check if it happens, Pat. You can't just say it's gonna happen.
I'm betting my future income. On that.
I would say to try and help us all out to make some money. It's a good bet. I say put your money down. Put your money down, Pat. It's gonna happen.
I'm gonna do it. Steve Strongman. Now we let off the show by playing your song "Honey." And I'll tell you, that's the title track of the album, Honey. And you've had a number of full-length blues albums, not only Honey, but Blues in Color, Live at the Barn, Let Me Prove It to You, and Natural Fact, and No Time Like Now. You've spent a lot of time in the studio, haven't you, Steve?
Yeah, I've had 8 releases, and, I love all of my records. It's really interesting, because as an artist, you don't just sit around and listen to your own music. Quite frankly, after you do a record, you've listened to it so many times, you just sort of let it be and carry on its own life.
Yeah.
But Honey was a special one for me because that was my first record. And that was it originally came out all the way back in 2006, if you can believe it. But Honey still is on in our set. It's a song that a lot of people gravitated towards, and when we do it live, it always gets people up. So it's kept in the set for us for sure.
Well, Steve, I was talking to some people, telling them that we're going to have you on the show tonight, Infamous Jay Moore and myself, and they said, if you're going to have Steve on there, you got to play Honey. I said, all right, we'll play Honey. Guaranteed we're going to play it for sure. So we did right away. Yeah.
By request with Pat and Jay. That's fantastic.
Steve, Strongman, this show's going to be a podcast by tomorrow. We're going to send it to you. We're going to send it off to the organizer of Leander Boat Club's Blues with a Feeling, Rob Platsko. And Rob's going to plaster this thing all over the place.
Well, I will do the same. It's really nice to get a chance to chat with you guys, and I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, we'd love to have you on. I was looking forward to it because, as Jay had mentioned, he'd been checking out your videos this morning. I was listening to your music. I went right to the music, and I said, I'm going to listen to these songs. And wow, another wow, double wow. I just kept going. Very, very impressive. I mean, I love the blues, Steve, and I had Brant Parker on my show about a month ago as well. He came in live in the studio, and he played a couple of songs live. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He got the guitar out and he started singing. He's a very soft-spoken guy until he gets behind the microphone and starts to sing, and then wow, it all comes alive.
Absolutely. Yeah, Brant's great. I think he's originally from maybe Florida. I might be wrong about that.
Yeah, Hollywood, Florida.
Yeah, and I agree with you. You talk to him, he's such a nice guy, and then he gets up there, and boy, he just really, really lets you have it. And I love that about him. I just, he's playing for keeps every time he gets a guitar in front of him. So I really think it's going to be a blast. It
is, and Jay and I went out to Donnelly's Pub in Thorold. You're probably familiar with them because of the Canal Bank Blues Shuffle, and different events that have taken place in Thorold. So much going on there. We
absolutely.
We caught.
Yeah, I played Donnelly's before in Thorold, and actually, I'm going to get back there. Brant does a lot of shows, and he's invited myself and a great artist from Montreal named Don Tyler Watson and I. We're going to be playing there at the end of the month with Brant as well.
Okay, now do you know the date on that?
Yeah, I look forward to that.
Can we mention that yet?
Of course we can mention that. I'm going to tell you exactly what the date is. The date is Saturday, May the 25th. So,
coming up, Pat.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, in Thorold. That's going to be a blast. Dawn is a Juno Award winner as well, and she's coming in from Montreal. And we're doing that in the Thorold area. So getting to see Brant here in Hamilton on Saturday, and then get to see him in Thorold as well.
Wow, it's going to be blues all over Niagara and Hamilton. Now, you are originally from Kitchener, Steve, eh?
That's correct. I'm originally from Kitchener, but I've been in Hamilton now for about 25 years. So in a lot of ways, Pat, I kind of feel like I have two hometowns.
Oh, yeah. Well, once you're from Hamilton, you're always from Hamilton.
Yeah.
They adopt you as one of their sons, of Hamilton.
That's exactly right, and I got to say that's how it feels. The people of Hamilton have been just so great with me. They've welcomed me with open arms, and sometimes when I'm out on the road, I say, they go, you're from Hamilton. If there's somebody from Kitchener around, they go, hang on, he's from Kitchener. I say, well, you see what it's like? I'm spoiled. I get two places that I get to call hometown.
That's
but
amazing.
Hamilton is really special.
I love it.
As you know, Hamilton has a real reputation for churning out fantastic musicians, and it's really nice to be a part of the scene in Hamilton, and just to call it home and get a chance to do my thing here.
Well, Jay Moore and myself went to Sonny Del Rio's big 80th birthday party before the turn of the year, and Sonny, of course, used to be a legendary sax player. He's got Cop D now. He can't play sax that much, but he got on stage to standing ovation. And the minute he walked into the Leander Boat Club, he started strolling around, and everybody mobbed him. And he's one of the legends of Hamilton, of course.
Absolutely, and rightly so. Sonny's a legend, and what he does. I was a part of his Christmas show one year, and he's kept that amazing thing going for all these years. And you can't go anywhere in Hamilton without somebody knowing Sonny Del Rio. If you're a music fan in Hamilton and you've been from Hamilton, of course you know Sonny and the legacy that he brings with his days with various bands. He's played with just about everybody, and he's a huge talent. And I was lucky enough to get up and jam with him.
He played with Crowbar. That was
right.
a big one.
Crowbar, Kelly J, and the guys. Yeah.
And so you got to jam with Sonny Del Rio too, saxophone and yourself up there. Who else was up there with you?
Oh goodness, that was there was like tons of people that were up on stage. I think my cousin Jesse O'Brien was playing piano then.
Yeah.
Up with us because he plays a lot with Sonny, and there were a bunch of different guys that all got up. Kind of like what it's going to be on Saturday night, actually, guys.
A big old blues party.
Anybody that's there it's just going to be a great party, and everybody getting up and jamming. That's how it was.
I can vision it in my head, Pat, because we've been in this Leander Boat Club many, many times, and we know that the blues reign supreme at the Leander Boat Club for sure. It's always a sellout room, and the people go crazy on the dance floor, including myself. And I can just picture that everybody coming together on that stage, tearing the house down. I really look forward to it.
It doesn't take long.
So Jay's going to be out on the dance floor. I just heard.
Yes.
You want a sight for sore eyes, Jay Moore out there swinging his arms.
You know what? I can't help it, Steve. I just can't. The blues is so cool to watch. I mean, I didn't grow up listening to the blues per se, but I was kind of introduced to it at the Leander Boat Club, and watching it live, it literally sends goosebumps all over me. It's just something else to see the guitar, and even going back to a couple of your albums, this is the talent of somebody like you that I like in the blues, where one of your albums I even noticed was acoustic, complete acoustic, and one was electric, and I think that was amazing. Like you're able to write so much that you can go back and forth like that and have enough content to just fill complete albums with, doing both.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that and checking it out. My acoustic record, that was called A Natural Fact, and I've been nominated 3 times for a Juno, but A Natural Fact was my first nomination, and I actually won the Juno that year.
Oh.
And it was quite a departure because, like you're saying, Jay, some of my other stuff was it's very electric guitar driven, and it's very, it's more kind of blues rock and in your face. And then I came completely out of the blue playing acoustic, which is something that I've always loved to do, but a lot of people didn't quite realize that was another thing that I did.
Yeah.
And I think that coupled with the fact that it was something new for people at that time really turned some heads and made a dent in the Canadian music blues world. So that was great, and I always have in my live show, I always have an acoustic component in there because I just love playing acoustic guitar. So, and to me, whether it's electric blues or acoustic blues or whatever kind of music you want to call it, it all sounds like blues to me.
That's awesome. Did you go ahead?
I was going to say that you're also right about, I want to touch on what you're saying. There's nothing like being in the room with live music, though.
Yes.
And you're exactly right, because blues just has a way of just getting inside of you. And there's nothing like just being in the room with it and seeing a band up there kicking it like that. So
absolutely not.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, because you go back to those Junos that you won, and I guess the acoustic album was your first Juno. Did you say that?
That's true, yeah.
Did you, how does that feel? Because first of all, did you expect to get a Juno out of your acoustic, or did you just kind of think you were kind of going, making a left-hand turn and doing something different? Did you, expect to get a Juno, and what's that feeling like when you get called for a Juno?
Well, I did not expect to get a Juno. I think as an artist, you try and write and create and be true to yourself. You don't necessarily do things to try and get recognition, of course, but when you do get that kind of recognition, I've been on both sides of the coin, meaning I've been nominated for a Juno and won, and I've been nominated for a Juno and not won. And I will say, it's a lot more fun when you win.
When you got up there, you probably weren't expecting to win the Juno Award for A Natural Fact, your first nomination. But you got up there on stage. When you heard your name called out, how did you feel?
Oh, I will, Pat, thanks for asking. I will never forget it. The funny thing that happened is that was out in Regina, and when we went out, we got into the seated area, and everybody was facing the stage, the performance stage, and we were at the very, very back of the room. So I thought, well, that's it. There's no way I'm going to win this. And then as soon as the opening band that were performing, it was actually Colin James who was playing, they stopped. They made everybody turn their chairs around and look at the other side, because that's where they were presenting all the awards. And I was at table number 2, and all of a sudden, my wife and I looked at each other, and we were like, we're not at the very back of the room. We're at the very front of the room. And the second award of the night was the Blues Recording of the Year award, and I was very pleased with that, because I didn't have to sit there on pins and needles all night long. And then they had like these TVs all over the whole place in Regina there, and you know, when I saw them, I think I saw my picture come up first, and then the guys that were giving me the award said my name, and everything just kind of slowed down for a minute.
Like time just stops.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe it, so I just, you know, sat there for probably like 10 seconds, or it felt like 10 seconds anyway, before I got up, and it was just a wonderful feeling. But you're right, I wasn't expecting it, and it was a really special thing that I'll never forget.
That's amazing. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Steve, I understand that you started playing guitar at the age of 16. Now, a little bit late, I guess. You know, for some kids start around 12 or so, but you started at 16. You picked it up pretty fast, I guess, eh?
Well, I'm glad that you're doing your homework. That's great, Pat. I actually started at 10.
Okay. All right.
I started playing gigs in bars when I was 16.
Ah, okay.
So
I read the
actually
small print, eh?
Yeah, well, I actually started playing shows. I played in our neighborhood place. I had two older brothers and one younger one, but my 2 older brothers used to go and hang out at this place and with all their buddies and drink beer, and all of a sudden they said, "Hey, my kid brother's pretty good on guitar. You should get him in here to play a show."
Yeah.
And the bar owner said, "Well, are all you guys going to come and see him?" And they all showed up to see me play, and I was bit by the bug at a very, very young age, and I knew what I wanted to do right at that age, and I've been basically working hard at it ever since.
Ever since you were 10. Okay, we'll correct that. 10 years old. Wow.
10's when he started, Pat.
That's right.
When he was playing the bars. You played with Jeff Healey. That must have been something else.
Wow.
Oh, are you kidding? Jeff Healey, that was just such an amazing thing. Jeff had a club, you guys probably know this, called Healey's in Toronto.
Right,
and,
yes.
He used to have a guest come in on Thursday nights.
Okay.
And it would be somebody that, you know, perhaps people knew or they didn't know. And Jeff's band that he was playing with at the time would keep saying, "Listen, you got to get this guy, Steve Strongman from Hamilton. You got to get him in."
Awesome.
So finally, I remember the first time that I did it. I remember after the first set, Jeff grabbed me by the arm and he said, "Okay, I understand what they were talking about now." And then it was a huge honor for me too. Just talking about Jeff Healey, when he passed away, they had Jeff, in true musician style, he had a bunch of shows booked still, and his health was not good, and he passed away. And the band decided to carry on and turn these shows that he had booked into honoring him and legacy shows. And they had 2 guitar players to try and you can never step into those shoes, but just try and get up there and be a guitar player singer. And it was Tony Springer, Wild Tea in the Spirit, and myself.
Wow, you're kidding.
Yeah, it was a huge honor for both of us. Tony took a couple of shows and did them, and I took a few shows and did them. And that was just a huge honor for me to do, because he truly was one of a kind.
Yeah, that's definitely a great story, but definitely a true honor getting that phone call to say, "Can you step in and do these kind of tribute shows for shows that are already booked, that Jeff already booked?" That's amazing.
Yeah, and my friend Alec Fraser, who was playing with Jeff at the time in the Jeff Healey Blues Band, he told me that Jeff didn't care if he was going to be able to make it or not. He said he wanted the band to carry on, so he booked a ton of shows, even when his health was failing him a little bit more. He just went ahead and said, "You guys can do them if I'm not around."
Yeah, he's just doing business all the way to the end, I guess. He just
absolutely
nonstop,
incredible thing. Yeah,
that really is incredible. That really is amazing. How did it feel? You also had a video on Much Music. How did that come about? Like, A, in producing it, and B, just having it on play, like back in the day when Much Music was a hot thing.
Well, you and I remember what it was like back in the day. That was a really big deal.
Sure was.
You know, it's not like today. Basically, everybody's making videos on YouTube every day of their lives. They go out and walk the dog, and it's a video on YouTube.
I know, or on TikTok or something.
But back in the day, it was a huge deal, and it cost a lot of money, and it was an entire day of production with a big crew to get a video.
Yeah.
And we thought that this is really it. That was with a rock band that I was with called Plasticine at the time, and we had signed a big recording contract with a company called the Song Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the guys that managed the Tragically Hip, and we were really, we were being sort of touted as the next big band. So when we were touring across Canada back and forth, and having a single at Commercial Rock Radio and a video to support it, it was quite a thing. Like, we thought, we've got all the pieces in place here. And it didn't quite work out for that band, but it was a pretty special thing for us. When you say that now to people, they just don't really understand, because they're like, I say to my kids, "Oh, I was on Much Music," and they're like, "Much what? What was that?"
It is crazy, but I am curious in you saying that, because this just popped in my mind. I mean, out of all the musicians I've interviewed in the past, like, is there, because you lived in both eras, the YouTube era and the Much Music era, is there a difference? I mean, I feel like pre-internet that Much Music must have been strong. Like, did you get strong recognition from Much Music and the commercial radio, as opposed to today, where you could just plaster anything anywhere on Spotify or on YouTube, or is there a difference? Can you feel a difference?
Oh, it's so different.
Yeah,
and it's mostly, and you're right, they're almost like two completely different eras. You can't really compare the two, because now everybody has videos. It's like, well, you have to have videos, but at that time, not everybody could afford to do a video. So that kind of set you apart a little bit. And because you had a video supporting it, that it was a completely different demographic that would be checking out Much Music.
For sure, and yes.
Granted, we're talking about a long time ago, but now, because of technology and the way that it is, it just takes that. It's a completely different game. Like, anybody can do it. I mean, younger people that they're way better at videos than I am, and social media content.
Yes.
It's almost like you have to be a social media specialist before you can be a musician.
Absolutely.
And, I get it. It's like, to me, the music business has always changed. It's always changing. Like, whether you're talking about vinyl recordings, and then people are going, uh-oh, home recording is killing music, and it's cassettes, and then it's CDs, and then it's, people back to vintage albums still. Like, it's always been like that, and over the 30 years that I've been a musician, all of us have had to pivot constantly. We have to change what it is that we're doing, and you use what's available to you, and back then it was Much Music. Well, now it's social media and radio and everything. Like, look at what you guys are doing. This is fantastic, right?
Yeah, they're always pivoting, and I even noticed the touring business also had to pivot as well. I mean, you don't do huge stadiums anymore. It's kind of like a club scene for a lot of big artists, and a lot of them do the casino rounds, I noticed.
They do. I think what happened there is the middle ground has kind of disappeared. You've got your stadium artists that are great, and then you've got artists like myself, or that are playing rooms. Sometimes we're playing in front of a few thousand people, and sometimes you're playing in front of 300 or 400 people. Sometimes you're playing in front of 30 people. It doesn't really matter.
No,
you're still bringing the same show all the time, but you're not playing Massey Hall every single night, and I think that's just the new reality for most musicians.
Yeah, it's just strange, the whole pivot, but we love the smaller rooms, the up close and personal, and that's exactly what we're getting Saturday. Pat, you got something to say?
Yeah,
I'm getting lost with this. I love it. I love talking to you.
I have to take a sock and shove it in James' mouth now and then, Steve, because he'll go on forever. But we got to make time, because we got to get Brant Parker on this show too. So,
wonderful.
Yeah, we're going to get Brant on. But before we do that, Steve, and we are really looking forward to seeing you on the 11th, this Saturday at the Leander Boat Club with Brant Parker and also Carlos Del Junco. And I understand Trickbag might even jump up there and play a set. You never know.
Absolutely. Trickbag, they're so close to Richard, and they've been dear friends for forever, of course. So it'll be great to hear them. Anytime you get a chance to hear Trickbag, they're always awesome.
Wow. Steve Strongman, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. It's been fantastic.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate you guys having me on.
We're gonna go out here, Steve, with a song of yours called "No Time Like Now." How's that sound?
That sounds great. Sounds like there's no time like now.
Steve, we'll see you Saturday.
See you then. Thanks, guys.
Okay, take care.
Let's get down to the loving. Don't deny the heat. Don't pretend this ain't nothing. I can feel the way you're looking at me. I'm not a fool, baby, letting me. No use denying what's plain to see. There's no surprise comes naturally. Baby, that's all we need. Let's get down and get it on. There's no time like now. Let's get down and get it on. There's no time like now. Let's get out of this situation. Move on to better things. I can feel your frustration. We're both thinking the same thing. I'm not a fool, baby, letting me. No use denying what's plain to see. There's no surprise comes naturally. And baby, that's all we need. Let's get down and get it on. There's no time like now. Let's get down and get it on. There's no time like now. Let's get down and get it on. There's no time like now. Let's get down and get it on. There's no time like now. Tell me, do you wanna? 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 Tell me, do you? Let's get down, get it on. There's no time like now. Let's get down and get it on. There's no time like now. Let's get down and get it on. There's no time like now. Let's get down and get it on. There's no time like now. 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 No time like now. No time like now. There's no time like now.
All right, No Time Like Now, Steve Strongman. No Time Like Now, fantastic song there.
I can't wait to hear that at the Leander Boat Club.
Oh,
That's going to send the room crazy.
We're going to have to talk him into playing that for sure. I don't think we'll have to talk very hard to get him
No.
to play that. We're not done yet, infamous Jay Moore.
Yeah.
On the line right now, I've got Brant Parker of the Brant Parker Blues Band. Hello, Brant. How are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
We're doing fine. We're getting into blues here tonight. So, yeah, having a lot of fun. You're going to be at the Leander Boat Club on Saturday as well, aren't you?
I will, with the Bay City Blues Band, band that used to play every Sunday at that Leander Boat Club for quite a few years, right up until just before COVID. So,
well, Steve Strongman had mentioned that you played there on Sundays. He said you really brought a crowd in. And,
yeah, it was great. It was a great venue, and so they're continuing to do the venue. Doing quite a bit of shows there, so it's great. And this we're excited to be part of this Blues with a Feeling.
Yeah, King Biscuit Boy tribute show.
Yeah, King Biscuit Boy tribute. So I've been to that show, and watched it for quite a few years, and it's great to be actually part of the show.
It certainly is. You know, we saw you at Donnelly's Pub the night Jay and I were there. The night you had Danny Phelan performing.
Yeah, Danny Phelan. Yeah,
Danny Boy. Yeah, and we were sitting in the back and having our lunch and whatnot. But you know, you guys came on stage together. You know, Danny Boy and you together, and the crowd went wild. I mean, they probably always do because you're back at Donnelly's Pub all the time, aren't you?
Yeah, we do every Saturday. We do every Saturday. My band with a special guest, always an award-winning guest, 2:30 to 6 p.m. Every Saturday there. Yeah, and it's great because it's different every week with a different guest. So the crowd, you know, we have quite a crowd that comes out faithfully every Saturday, and yeah, they get quite excited for the different acts that we bring in and different artists that come and play with the band.
Well, name 3 or 4 of the people that you brought in there. You can't get them all in. I know that. So,
we've got just about everybody, even Jack DeKaiser. Matter of fact, we have Steve Strongman coming with Don Tyler Watson.
Yeah, May 25th. I know that date.
May 25th. Yeah, May 25th. Yeah, so that's going to be fantastic with Tyler Urema on piano as well with my full band. So excellent. I have a full band with a horn section, so I'll have trumpet and sax, and it's going to be ridiculous.
We're going to be there.
Good.
Horn section backing you up. I'm amazed, but I got to hear that in person at Donnelly's Pub on the 25th.
It's unbelievable. Of May. Yeah, it's our patio kickoff day, so it better be nice outside because we won't be able to fit inside. I don't think the band. So
no.
Hey, you know, when the weatherman finds out you're going to be playing on the 25th, he's going to make a few phone calls and get that that weather just perfect for Donnelly's Pub's patio opening.
I usually luck out. Well, if worse comes to worse, we do have the room next door as well at the Canadian Core.
Oh yeah,
directly next door. So if it is a rain date, then we'll probably bring it in there, and that can hold upwards of 250 people.
Well, Pat Porter, let's hope for no rain because I could just vision this one in my head too. This show in my head as well. I could just picture outside of Donnelly's at the patio, the Blues cranking it up.
That's what I'm really hoping for.
Me too. Yeah, that's going to be amazing. Yeah.
It should be. It's going to be amazing on Saturday night.
Yeah,
because you're bringing the Bay City Blues Band with you on Saturday.
Yeah, so it's Bay City Blues Band, full band, and then Carlos Del Junco.
Yeah.
He's one of the absolute best harmonica players in the world. And I mean, he was voted the best in the world at the Hohner Championships twice in Germany. So he won the world championship twice. He does things, he makes the harmonica, the sounds of the harmonica I've never heard before. It's just unbelievable.
Well, you know, harmonica was the big instrument for Richard Newell, King Biscuit Boy.
Exactly, yeah.
And he played that harmonica with passion, and he got everybody on stage jamming to harmonica.
Indeed, yes.
So with Carlos, it should be interesting too because Steve Strongman, I kind of pushed him and I said, "You guys are all going to get up there and jam at one point, aren't you?" And he said, "Well, you can probably bet on that."
Yeah, I would imagine it probably will happen. Yeah. And Steve Strongman's a great harmonica player too. I don't know if you do that or not. I mean, he's a guitar player and singer, but he plays harp as well.
I haven't heard him play harmonica. So
I'm sure you will that day because he's fantastic.
It's one of my favorite instruments, actually, the harmonica. I love it.
Well, you're going to really enjoy it on Saturday. If anyone's a harmonica fan, you're going to hear the best of the best.
Wow.
Definitely on Saturday.
Yeah, so some great guests as a tribute to King Biscuit Boy, harmonica player, harp player, one of the best in the world, Carlos, of course, from Havana. Also a multiple Juno nominee. He's been nominated for Harmonica Player of the Year at the Maple Blues Awards 16 times, and he's won 8 times. 8 times. Half the time he won. Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah. So you're taking a day off, a rare day off here on a Tuesday night, aren't you? What are you doing?
I'm off. Yeah, I vacuumed the pool. I'll get the pool open and did the yard some yard work before the rain comes.
Yeah.
And gonna have a beer. I think pretty soon too. So.
I hope your beer is still in the fridge because I don't want it going warm on you while we're talking here.
Oh no, I haven't. Sorry, I haven't had it yet. So I'll have it afterwards.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. But just to tell everybody again, Blues with the Feeling 2024, 20th edition of this Blues with the Feeling. And at Leander Boat Club, tickets are $30, Saturday, May 11th, 8 o'clock. You got to get your tickets early because I think if you plan to walk in, you might be surprised that you're not going to get in. You might wait in line, but...
yeah, you will wait in line for sure. I mean, they can fit a lot of people in there, which is great. It's a big room. I think that the max capacity is somewhere around 400 people. So, usually with the blues crowd, they try to keep 250, 300 people max in there. But if people show up, I don't think we're going to say no.
I don't think so either. Rob Platzko's the guy that. Excuse me, I need my cough button here. But Rob Platzko's the guy that organizes this every year, and he keeps a tight ship running on this show. And
he does.
One act after another gets on stage, and
it's going to be fantastic. And like you said, I think that we're going to be doing a little bit of jamming at the end too. So after my set, of course, Steve Strongman and his band are going to go up there, and then I think probably. It will end up being a little bit of a jam at the end there, too.
I think you're going to have a hard time shutting it down.
I think so. It's going to be a party. I suggest everyone comes.
Somebody's going to have to flip the lights a few times to get you guys to quit because
we're gonna do blues all night long, Pat Porter. It's going to be great.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So what do you like best about playing the blues in public, Brant? Because you play a lot of shows.
Yeah, I play a lot of shows. I play, of course, I have my own band, a couple of different versions of it, of course, Bay City Blues Band, the Brant Parker Blues Band, right from a trio right to a 7-piece band. And then I also play guitar in the Kenny Blues Boss Wayne Band as well.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, he's a international star, really. Yeah. I mean, on the piano, he's an unbelievable boogie-woogie piano player. So that's it's an honor to play with him and travel all over the place. We went to Switzerland and Europe and States and all over the place. So
I think you were telling me when you were in with me live here a couple of months back. Yeah. You were telling me you went to Switzerland and forget the name of the town. The minute you say it.
Yeah, Bern, Switzerland.
Yeah. I looked it up. A nice little town. But apparently, you said they kind of roll up the sidewalks at 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing to do after. I think it's after like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Good luck. You can't. If you're hungry, if you're chubby like me, and you're trying to get food, you're going to lose weight because there's no way to get anything to eat after 9 o'clock. I don't think. We played a very famous room called Marion's Jazz Room. It's amazing. So. Any of the fans, look up that place, Marion's Jazz Room in Bern, Switzerland. Everybody in jazz and blues world have played there since the 40s. I think they've been open since the mid 40s or something. Yeah. So it's an amazing club. A lot of history.
Kind of place that you have to put on your bucket list. And if you're a blues fan, go in there and check it out at least one time.
Definitely. Yeah. It's amazing.
So you're on the bill with Steve Strongman and Carlos de Junco, special guest, the Brant Parker Bay City Blues Band. And Trick Bag, I understand, might get up there as well. Sonny Del Rio's old band, and they played with Crowbar. I mean, you talk about the blues legends. They're all together at this show.
I didn't know Trick Bag would be there, but that's great because, they've been a staple in Hamilton, the blues scene, for many, many years. So, it's great.
So you're looking forward to that? Yeah.
I am. I'm looking forward to that day. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, so that's on a Saturday at 8 o'clock. So are you going to be at Donnelly's before you head up to Hamilton?
Yeah, I do lots of double headers. That's going to be a double header day. So that day we have Mike Branton at Donnelly's in the afternoon with my band.
Yeah.
And then we pack up and run real fast to Hamilton from Thoros. So
we'll keep the door open for you.
Yeah, we'll be there just after 7. It won't take us long to set up, and we'll be playing at 8 o'clock for sure.
Oh, can't wait. Now, excuse me, I keep getting this cough button thing going here, but it's really going to be a lot of fun. I mean, this is one of the better bills that Rob Platzko's put together, and he puts together some great bills. But to have you guys together, I know anytime you mention Brant Parker, people say, "Where's he playing? Where's he playing?" You played the Regency, haven't you?
I have, not in quite some time, but I have. My good friend Steve Grisbrook does a series there too.
Yeah, Blues, etc.
Saturday afternoon. So there's 3 series. Local series that all do very, very well. So the Regency on Saturday, I believe they're 2:30 to 6 as well, and that's Steve Grisbrook with special guests. And then at Joe Blow's Rock and Walk in St. Catharines, got the Mighty Duck Blues Band, Gary Kendall leading that off with Jim Casson, and they have a special guest every Saturday too. So there's quite a big blues following in Niagara. Niagara is definitely a place to be for the blues.
Oh, for sure.
All 3 venues are busy every week, so we're not in competition with each other. People sort of go with, because we're all within 10 minutes of each other too. So to go from one place to another for a set is possible.
I had a coffee a couple of weeks ago with Bob Lidicote of the Canal Bank Shuffle Blues Festival. Now Blues on the Battlefield that he puts together.
Yes, he does the Blues on the Battlefield now. Myself and Joe Viel from Donnelly's Pub took over the Canal Bank Shuffle Blues Festival.
Okay.
So we've got that going on October 17th through 20th in Thorold. All major acts. There's going to be amazing. We're going to have 22 different bands, all the way from the States, Europe, and Canada. So it's going to be an amazing festival.
It's very impressive. It's a 3-day festival.
Yeah.
Canada Day weekend. I know Jay and I were there. We hosted an event. I think it was maybe 2-3 years ago. Jay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we had, who do we have on the bill? We had Vinyl Flex on the bill. Now, they don't play a lot
of
of
Battlefield
blues.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Vinyl Flex.
I think they do like a blues day, they do a rock day, and they do a jazz day.
Yeah, Riley Michaels was out there. He's another one that does some, I think he does a little bit of blues, does he not?
Yeah, he's a blues guy. He's getting more into pop, but he's still bluesy. He's a great player, too. Yeah, fantastic.
So, wow. Well, we really appreciate you taking some time tonight while your beer's waiting for you.
No problem. Yeah, I did want to mention too. Because Donnelly's is, like I said, the place to be.
Yeah.
In the summertime, especially for the patio. On June 2nd as well, which is Sunday, June 2nd, we have a band called She Wolves of London. It's really just a mix of some famous ladies in the blues in Canada.
Oh, excellent.
So Cheryl Lescombe, Sarah Smith, Chucky Zare, Dale Ann Brendan, and Allison Dale. They're all, great artists in their own right, and they come together as a band and do, they travel around, more like a traveling festival type band. They go to all the festivals, and they're going to be doing a show at Donnelly's Pub on Sunday on the patio. Sunday, June 2nd.
It's always electric when the women get up and play. That's
going to be a great one. I'll tell you, that's going to be a great. That's going to be a great show. Something that you won't see very often.
Blues on the Patio, Pat Porter, sounds amazing at Donnelly's.
Blues on the patio every single Saturday.
And Brant, I've had a chance to see you a few times before, and you don't know this, but I actually was at your house one time on Lake Street, off Lake Street somewhere. And a few friends of mine wanted to send shout-outs to you. Jan Neufeld goes to all the blues show. I'm not sure if you know her.
Yeah. I do indeed.
I definitely know Blythe Moskal, Jennifer Riegler, and her sister Monica. They all send shout-outs to you. So
great. Well, if you see them, tell them I said hi. I haven't seen them in quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're probably going to do a truckload out to your show at Donnelly's on the 25th.
That would be a good idea. Yeah, that would be a good idea.
So that's going to be good.
I think that would be fun.
Brant Parker, they love you everywhere in Niagara. They love you in Hamilton. I mean, everywhere you go, they find out Brant Parker is going to be there. They're going to show up. For sure. For sure. Good. All right, Brant, we're going to let you go. I got one of your songs here that we're going to play to check out here tonight. Awesome. Double Trouble from the Canal Bank Shuffle. How's that sound?
Well, that's a live video from. You play whatever you want. You play whatever you want, Pat. Whatever you want. There's a million of them in there. There's a couple albums in there too. If
I got High Class Woman. I can play that. Huh? You like that?
That's good. That was one that I think I got the most views on YouTube. I think there's something like 700 and something thousand views on that one. So that might be the one to play.
That might be
you got it.
We're going to make it 700,001.
You got it.
Yeah,
for
there
sure.
you go.
Hey, Brant, we're going to see you on Saturday. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Great.
Thanks for
guys.
taking the time to talk to us tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Brent.
Anytime.
Okay,
See you guys.
Brent
Thank you.
Parker. Wow. Here's High Class Woman at 4680q.ca. We'll catch you Friday and Saturday soon.
So low down, don't even have a nickel to my name. So low down, don't even have a nickel to my name. Got a high-class woman, and you know she's to blame. For sweet, sweet loving, it cost me. She makes me ache head to toe. I know never end with this woman till she holds my soul. As if I don't bite $1, might as well start digging the hole. She's gone, 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 gone. And now I hear them say,